Hello, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining us in another of my out and about interviews. Today, I'm at Hope, Sussex with the lovely KatyJo. Hello, Katy.
Hi, Richard. Thank
Lovely
you so
to
much
meet
for
you.
coming to visit us. Mwah! You get hugs and kisses
Hugs
here.
and kisses, yes.
Yes.
How lovely. So, it's been in the diary for a long time, Hope, Sussex, and I've heard from loads of people saying, oh, you've got to go and see what they're doing at Hope,
that's
Sussex.
lovely.
It's an amazing thing. You're going to take us round this wonderful plot of land with all these wonderful buildings, and
Yep.
you've got all the kids. First of all, people will be saying, well, what the hell is Hope, Sussex?
What the hell is it? Well, it's a predominantly home-ed community. So that's where it all started. A group of us over the last 3 years, we've joined forces, if you like, and decided that our kids deserve more.
Yes.
And luckily this plot came up, this site came up, and the buildings were already here, although they were in disrepair and we had to spend quite a bit of time and energy and money on them. We've got them up to a good standard now, and yeah, it's just growing and growing.
Fantastic. So you told me what Hope stood for.
Yes.
Would you tell the viewers what it stands for?
Yes, it is the home of positive energy.
I love that. I
Yeah.
think that's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, and it
Julia
really
is
is.
nodding away because she's holding the camera as ever on these
Beautiful
walkers.
Julia.
The lovely, beautiful Julia, relegated behind the camera, which is a shame. However, whilst we're here now, bit of wind, sun's coming and going. We've got kids running around doing their thing, which we will try to not film for, you know, the normal reasons that you can't film kids.
Yep.
Could you take us round and show us, as you're telling us about the
Shall
place?
we go this way? So
we'll follow you.
Let's start with the tree house. So when we first came here, we kind of just decided to name the different areas. So this is called the tree house.
Oh, okay.
So we have just a toilet there, lights on, and this is our biggest indoor space that we have. So it's not massive.
So a lot of it is outdoors, isn't it? It's about getting the kids to run around the fresh air.
We've got both. We're very lucky with that.
So if it does pour with rain, you can at least come in here.
Yeah, I do
and
my
have a game of
drama.
ping pong.
Bit of ping. This was bought for us by the lovely David Edelman.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he comes here and teaches us bridge once a month on a Sunday.
Oh, fantastic.
I'm addicted to bridge. It's brilliant. I mean, I love cards anyway, but I've never played bridge. And we've just literally gone, yesterday, we've gone from mini bridge to full blown bridge.
I've never played bridge.
Bidding, and it's like another language. But it's brilliant. It's really exciting. No, David, I mean, gosh. He's
a mine of information.
He just is desperately trying to get as many parents to get their children out of school.
Yeah.
So this project is...
He's been on the show. We've
right
interviewed
behind
him
it. Yeah, he's amazing.
before. You've got a piano over there.
We've got a piano.
Do you play?
I don't play.
The kids?
The kids, yes. Some of the kids, they're always on it, whether they
can
know what
play
they're doing or not, you know. They love
brilliant.
it on there. Yeah, so
here
this
we
is
go.
a nice
You've
space.
got this over here just to
Yeah.
illustrate the home of positive energy. Look at that.
So one of our wonderful community members, Michelle, we call her Magic Madge. The woman can do anything.
Right.
I'm not joking. She literally can. And we had a talk. I think it was Kate Shemarani and Piers Corbin were giving a talk, and we had nothing to go behind them. And we turned around and she'd done that. I mean, literally, she's like, oh, I'll do it. You know, all the lovely signs that we had for the festival, and she's just amazing.
Fantastic.
Yeah. We're very lucky with our
Shall we
members.
step outside, see more of the sights?
Yeah, come outside and see outside. So little kitchen in there, which is great just for people that are not wanting to buy and they just want to bring their own food and stuff, so they can use that. And that's the lovely Sam.
Hello, lovely Sam.
She's another one who can do anything. She's another one, powerhouse. Yeah, and it didn't look like this. And you know, we've had so many volunteer weekends where people come and they just bring their skills and they help us with the renovations or projects that we've got going on.
And it didn't start like this. It started in front rooms and in church halls and things like that. During the lockdown.
Yeah, during the lockdown. And I remember once we were doing forest school and somebody had dobbed on us. And we had the police turn up. Oh, no. And it was like, right, we're going to play hide and seek, kids. Go, run.
Hide and seek from the police. That's good training.
Yeah. So this is our little Hopelings area. So again, another beautiful bit of artwork from Michelle.
Oh, brilliant.
This is just a nice little area where the little ones can play, and then we've got the playroom in there.
How many kids do you have then?
Oh, it varies.
Yes.
It varies. Some days we can have 20 children here. Some days it can be 30. Totally depends on the day. Depends on the workshop.
Do they pay to come? Is there like
so
a donation?
The way it works,
Yeah.
because obviously there are rules and restrictions around home educating itself. So you're not allowed to meet as a group more than 18 hours a week, and you know it's all of these.
Right.
Yeah. I know you wouldn't believe it, but so we basically, we're not a school, and as I said to you before, you can't just bring your kids and drop them off. You know, it's community education.
Right.
Although we have our independent tutors, you don't have to sit in the lesson with your child, but you are more than welcome to sit in the lesson. Any of the lessons you can be a part of as well. We're a facilitator, so Hope Sussex Community is the venue. We're a CIC, so everything we do... CIC, Community Interest Company. Right. So everything we do goes back into the community. Right. Nobody takes a wage.
Oh, wow.
Apart from the tutors,
yeah.
Nobody who's actually keeping the company going takes any money. We're all volunteers. Gosh. So basically the independent tutors hire the rooms from Hope Sussex.
Oh, I see.
And then you pay the tutor. So
right.
that's your relationship with the tutor is nothing to do with Hope Sussex, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But we are a community.
Yes, of course, because you're bound to be, aren't you? Because you get to know everybody, and you. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
So that's how it works, and it's great because it means that we Ofsted did come down once about a year or so ago, wanting to come on. Said we were running an unregistered school and we're under investigation. And we just told them very politely, you're not coming on site because, this is private property.
Yes.
And we don't have to answer to Ofsted at all.
No.
So,
and this is an interesting thing, I think, that's worth pointing out, particularly to parents who are thinking about getting their kids out of school and deregistering because they're not happy with the way school is going. That actually the fear that you will be somehow put under the scrutiny, that there is so many hoops to jump through is not actually as true as all of that. You can just pull your kids out.
No, not in this country anyway. We are very, very lucky. Very lucky. So we should, if you've got any doubts about the education system, go with your gut. Yeah. You're right.
And there's so many things wrong at the moment with it.
It's not a healthy environment for any child.
Yeah.
So and it's getting worse.
And it's getting worse. Yeah. Show us some more.
So this is our living classroom. So it's called the living classroom. We won't go in because there's kids and they're doing lessons and stuff, but there's history going on in there, economics is going on, English is going on. So we really do have a lot of subjects here now, a real plethora of subjects,
which is fantastic.
Yeah, it's great. So we don't teach all of the children. It's not 100% of their education.
No.
We are a support system for home educating families.
But the fact that you're outside quite a lot with the fresh air and stuff, and the ability for the kids just to run around, there's no bells there's no...
Although actually Will does have one of those old school bells, and he comes out and he's like, right, who's coming in for history? Because they are free range, so it's like trying to round up cattle. But yeah, he's the only one with a bell.
So you're growing stuff?
We're growing loads of veg now. It's exciting. These are all our lovely carrots.
Wow.
Lettuces.
Look at that.
And
the kids are doing
in the garden. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
This is so good to see that kids are.
This is a tiny portion of it.
Oh right. Oh, there's more to see.
Oh God, there's loads more. Yeah.
It's so important, I think, that children understand.
We made it our mission this year to really get our growing underway. Because food prices are going up. Yeah. There's nothing more healthier than picking something and eating it. We know that.
And it's fresh, it's local.
It's affordable as well. Because everything we do is run by volunteers, nobody takes a wage. It means we can keep the costs down. So lunch for everybody is £2.50 a head.
Right.
That's affordable for a family to have lunch here, and that's a hot lunch, Yeah,
well, and you very kindly let us have some lunch, some beautiful sausages and some wonderful mash and veg.
Yeah, so this is our medicinal herb garden. So we have a wonderful member of our community, Rachel. She's our foraging lady. She does lots of foraging lessons and teaches us all the wonderful things about beautiful
And I think
herbs
so
and
obviously
weeds that, you know,
gonna say,
shouldn't be thrown but eaten.
it's not just the kids then that are learning,
Oh,
all the
no.
volunteers are learning as well, which is just brilliant.
Yeah, you're learning life skills that your grandparents or your great-grandparents knew. But then we
kind of lost them a bit.
We lost it because we put our trust in the white coats and the people of authority, which really we should never have done.
There's a chap there digging stuff out of the
Oh,
ground.
lovely. I think he's trying to sort the irrigation system out. So we're trying, because that's another thing, isn't it? Every day someone has got to be here watering, tending. So we're trying to get some sort of irrigation system up and running.
Yes.
But this is our lovely medicinal herb garden, which is really, we've got milk thistle and echinacea and all sorts of wonderful herbs.
Keeping the kids healthy. And the volunteers, so you don't have, you know, unnecessary visits to the GP.
Exactly. Well, we also have, I don't know if you've heard of the PHA. People's Health Alliance.
Yes,
so,
Catherine McBean's organisation.
So the local hub run by Val, she's a homeopath, and we have once a month a PHA clinic here.
This is so brilliant.
So we basically want to cover education, health, community events, and just being together and enjoying life, which is something that people have forgotten how to do, I think. What's the fourth branch? Food.
Food.
There you go.
Food. Yes, it's all around us.
We've got So there are kind of 4 major branches that we want to provide our community with. And we're getting there. As Matt said, we're going into our 3rd year, and we're just starting to feel like we're the fruits of our labour are starting to show, which is just
But you must be, I mean, in order to keep it going, obviously you'll need to do funding and fundraisings. And you do, I've noticed on your kitchen table there's lots of leaflets for events that are coming up. And I know I'm actually coming here on the 3rd, I think it is, of September to an event to give a talk. No idea what I'm going to talk about yet, but apparently that's what I'm doing, booked in to do it. So you have festivals and events?
Yeah, we have lots of different events, and again, we're just so grateful to anybody that comes and supports us and comes to those events, because without them we wouldn't be able to keep the rent, pay the rent and keep the lights on. So we are just totally 100% heartfelt and grateful for everything that everybody comes and does for us and supports us.
So if people are watching and they're in the area and they think, actually, I'd like to... So I was going to show off some of this area behind. If they're in the area and they're saying, how do I get my kids involved? What do they do?
Oh, just contact the website's up and running, and you can easily contact us through there, or just support@hopesussex.co.uk is our email address, and you just drop us a line. And as you see, you just come along, have a cup of tea, have some lunch, get involved.
And it's so welcome. I have to say, we barely got out of the van as we parked up, and already someone's coming over there. Hello, how are you? Nice to see you. And all of that. It's very, very welcoming. Shall we just walk around a little bit more? Explain how you found this plot of land, because this is, I mean, it's an absolute godsend, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. As I said to you earlier on, I think we're just starting to realise the power of manifestation. And I just think I wanted this so much for my little community at the time that it was, but also, for the future. This is so uncertain, isn't it?
Yes.
So, we really do need to be starting to build a parallel society, if you like.
Absolutely.
And having a premises means you have so much more options and scope, and you can do so much more. So
where should we go?
It was a friend of mine. We could go up that way and to the hub.
To the hub, sounds grand.
A friend of mine came to see this site for her yoga classes. It wasn't right, and she said, "Oh, KatyJo, it might be good for your home ed group." And the rest is history. Our landlord's amazingly supportive, and
that's so important.
He's just been
to have
behind
a good
us
landlord.
100%. Because a lot of people are like, oh my goodness, you're putting all this time and effort into something, and what happens if the landlord wants to sell it, and you kind of have to go, well, if that happens, that happens. I can't. You only have now. You've only got this moment now. So if you worry too much about the future, you'll never actually build anything, create anything, invest in anything for fear of it all going wrong.
Absolutely.
So, but we are lucky, and as I say, he's 100% behind us, and it's been great.
How unique is this? Are there other?
There are definitely other home ed groups out there, definitely others, but it's unique in the fact that it's we've got such an amazing premises.
Yes.
The fact that it's not just home ed, it is for everybody. So we have talks, workshops for adults as well as children. So it's a community for everyone, not just the home ed community. And we are 100% awake. I mean, everybody here is here because they know something is wrong in the world.
Yes.
They haven't had the wool pulled over their eyes throughout the whole COVID, saga. And that's I suppose makes us very unique.
That must make interacting with the parents and as well as the children, but particularly the parents, if you're all able to have those honest and open conversations
you can
without
say
worrying.
Anything here. The conversations that happen, flat earth, aliens, I mean, it's everything. You can talk to anyone about anything and no one's going to go, oh, you're a bit crackers, you.
Yeah,
you need a tinfoil hat.
Yeah.
It's great. And no, it's just not that everybody agrees with each other.
No, I'm sure.
But you can actually debate and discuss like an adult. And
you can have open conversation,
which is what's missing in today's society.
So here you've got the jabbed arms.
The unjabbed.
Unjabbed arms.
Unjabbed arms.
Unjabbed.
Yeah, so last year's festival, lovely Michelle painted that for our little stall area where we were selling drinks, and we just thought, you know what, the unjabbed arms, it's perfect.
Fantastic, yeah.
So that's pride of place there, and that was our lovely Freedom Music Festival sign.
So
we're very excited because we've got another one in 3 weeks' time.
Oh.
We weren't going to do one because we've not stopped since September. We just haven't stopped. It's been bonkers, and I wanted to go bigger, and we need a premises license to go bigger, and but somebody, Carlo and Elizabeth, twisted my arm and said, you've got to do one. So we've manically thrown it together, and it's going to be amazing.
So
we've got David Icke.
You got David Icke coming?
David Icke's coming to talk, because we saw David. So we did a fundraiser, a walk in the Isle of Wight, which is where he lives. So we walked 35 miles, and then he met us at the end. So we did half of the Isle of Wight, and then went back and did the other half of the Isle of Wight. Yeah, it was a great fundraiser.
Because your background is in entertainment.
Yes, yeah. So I've done musical
to...
theatre is my main background. So I was in Cats and Saturday Night Fever and Fame and all of that.
In the West End?
In the West End,
in the West End.
And UK tours,
Fantastic. So you're used to sort of putting on events or being part of an event and...
Yeah, used to that,
There's, the audience, I don't know how much the audience knows that I used to do juggling, unicycling and events and things. But I think that background in being, you're sort of open to an audience, aren't you? You're very vulnerable when you walk out on stage. You're very vulnerable to all sorts of stuff. And that whole business of communicating, whether it's physically... I trained in mime years ago. So I did all of this sort of stuff. So I know you did dance.
You love to do... I do mime with my drama students.
Oh, do you? There you go. But I just think it gives you the edge when you're aware of so many different things because you've been a performer. It's a fascinating thing to have in the bag.
Yeah, luckily the three. So my friend Sadie, obviously, she's the co-founder, as well as Matt, her husband, and myself and Sadie are directors of the company, of the CIC. Both of them, again, are fabulous at just walking out, speaking. Their background is all in campaigning, and so political campaigning especially. So it's great. The three of us, either one of us can kind of fill that role.
Yes.
So it's helpful.
Which is also, because clearly you have to be a people person.
Yeah.
If you're dealing with nervous parents who are coming in with their kids thinking, oh, what's this about? Should I be doing this? I've just taken the plunge to pull my kid out of school.
It can be daunting. It can be very daunting.
So what would you say to parents who are just in that process then of thinking, is school right? What's the alternative? How difficult is it to homeschool, home ed, or D-school, whatever we now call it?
I think it's different for every single person. Obviously, it totally depends on your job, and if you've got time. Exactly, it's time, isn't it? It's very time consuming. So it's whether or not it can work around your life and fit it in. But I would say don't feel like you need to replicate school. That's number one.
Yes.
That pressure, you've just got to take that pressure off yourself. You definitely don't need to be
because that's the default. I would imagine that's
that
the
many
default.
hours with
What
them.
parents think is
because we're all indoctrinated and conditioned.
Because we've all been through the school system ourselves.
Yeah. So you've got to kind of unschool them and unschool yourself as well.
Yes.
And then just put, education there and well-being way above it.
Yes.
Really, that's really important.
And I think people forget that, don't they?
Yeah.
Because they think, oh no.
You need good grades to get a good job. Well, really, look at it the way it is. You come out of university with all these amazing qualifications, loads of debt, and then there's no jobs for you.
No.
So, you're better off really learning a good trade.
Yeah, absolutely.
A trade
and these
skill,
days
and
you come out of university with a lot of wokeism.
Yeah, oh God, yeah.
Which
and
now might have upset a few people watching and thinking, I'm not woke, thank you.
No, of course not every single
Not
person,
everyone.
but there's a lot of crazy ideologies out there now, and people are really.
So you've got to go and teach in a few minutes.
Yes.
What class do you do?
This is going to be a private class with 2 students, and we're doing some dance and singing.
Fantastic. So the range of stuff that can be covered, I suppose, is only limited by the volunteers and the teachers you're able to get. What's the most startling thing that you've discovered in doing this over the last 3 years?
The most startling thing. Ooh.
Something unexpected, or or the thing that sort of went. Do you know what? I never expected.
Well, I never expected this. I really didn't. Obviously, when it first all went tits up, and my mum, who's awake, my whole family on my mum's side are, we met with friends and we sat around and we said, right, what are we going to do? We've got to do something. And we decided to start community, and we started a cooperative. And then there was this part of that was home ed, and I never ever dreamed that I would be here with this incredible community, these amazing people that would literally do anything for you. And they give their heart and soul to the project. And to have put on a music festival, to be doing another music festival.
Yes.
It's really amazing. It's
Shall I have a quick look in your kitchen?
The hub, we're nearly there. Gosh, it didn't look like this when we first got here.
It's so much work there. You can see, if you said it's as you took it
there
on,
were concrete pens. Those double doors weren't there. And they used to have animals in here, like guinea pigs and rabbits. And then we had in the kitchen was all vivariums and reptiles living in there. And so this wasn't meant, meant to be a kitchen and a cafe. But this actually, we didn't have this for the first year. And I do think that it's made a massive difference to the project.
Yes.
Because food brings everybody together. It brings family together. It brings community together. And just having meals.
Yes. Conversations.
Yeah, conversations over food. It means that, all the parents and not just parents, anyone who comes, they're in there, they're cooking. It's a purpose, isn't it? You're
and
here.
They're all getting mucked in.
Yeah.
They're all mucking in.
Yeah.
If I can get language
everybody
to
does everything. So I was in here yesterday mopping and sweeping this floor. You saw Sam, she was down there doing the cleaning, and Edwina was in the allotment. I don't know what she was doing, but she was planting or watering. You saw Joss. Everybody chips in and does something while they're here.
It is very, very impressive. And you come in and you see all the kids and they're happy.
I'm very proud of it.
And they're, we were just having a meal. You very kindly offered us, and Kieran came up, very assertive young man, introduced himself and was asking very polite questions. And you think, blimey, a lot of kids aren't like that in the normal state system. They're very timid and, sort of all this, please, sir, can I speak, sir, can I go to the loo, sir?
A lot of triggers as well. Yeah. They get triggered so easily, and then they can't cope with just, being normal and having a normal conversation about something.
So in a way, this is, if you think back to like a couple of 100 years ago in a village and the kids would come in, okay, the schooling side of it would be different because it was much more by rote. Yeah. But kids would, if they had to go and work on the harvest, or the parents needed them to do a bit of crow scaring or things like that, there was a sort of a give and take with the school.
Yeah.
And whereas we've become so rigid with this, if, you know, why isn't your kid at school now in the state system? Whereas seems much more like a community. People want to learn. Yeah. If they're not feeling so good, presumably they can just sit out and enjoy the sunshine. Yeah. Yeah. And it isn't that sort of dictatorial, tyrannical system that it seems now we're training people to be useful slaves.
Oh, yeah. Mass consumers.
Instead of free
just
people who
go out and do as they're told and don't ask questions. And
absolutely.
Yeah, no, it's lovely. The children are expected to help as well. You know, they help with everything.
Because in the old days, kids used to do chores around the house, didn't they? And these days, you know, you talk to parents and they say, oh no, they're in their bedroom, I never see them, they don't do anything. You think,
what are you teaching them? Yeah. You know, they're going to leave home and they're not going to know how to cook for themselves, clean, they're not going to know how to change their beds, they're not going to know anything about actually living life.
Yes.
So, yeah,
and then you think of those chores as a pain in the neck instead of... Julia and I will often be in the kitchen after a meal washing up and we're enjoying a nice conversation.
Exactly.
And you've done the chore, you don't even know you've done it because we're just enjoying each other's company.
That's what it's like here. You're chatting, and you know, the conversation can go anywhere and before you know it, as you say, chore's over and you've educated yourself.
Exactly. And you put the world to rights at the same time and you feel good.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's brilliant. Yeah. But listen, thank you so much for showing us around.
Thank you so much for coming and for having us on your channel.
We'll put the link on the description. People can find out more about it. We need, I think, more of these. We need more people like you who've got that spark to go forward and say, let's set up a community in our area so that we can educate the children. When I say educate, I mean give them the freedom because they're the next generation.
Yeah, and they need to be protected from what's going on, let's face it. Yeah. They really do need protection from that.
And to have the gumption to stand up and not acquiesce to things they don't want. Yeah,
to not be afraid to speak the truth and to speak their mind. I mean, that's so important for them to have that skill and to have that, you know, power. So we feel like we are really empowering them here.
So though this was a challenge for you to do, you'd recommend other people doing it?
Oh, 100%. You know, who else is going to do it? Nobody's going to save you. No. That's the other thing, isn't it? Yes. No one is going to save you. You have to do it for yourself.
Brilliant. So. Thank you so much. So there we are, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks very much. Come and see us soon.
Come and see Hope Sussex. We should say you're sort of near Battle in East Sussex. Yep. So it's, you know, not too far off the main road, but actually in the middle of nowhere at the same time, which is really nice.
Beautiful countryside.
Fresh air. Lots of it today, a bit windy, but and beautiful Sussex sunshine. Yeah. So there you go. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Do join me again when I'm out and about, hopefully, or in the studio doing the interviews or the monologues. But from KatyJo, myself, and the lovely Julia holding the camera.
Yeah, lovely Julia. Thank you,
Julia.
darling.
See you next time from us. Goodbye.
Bye.